Scotty! Scotty, come on. Scotty! I know, come on. Good boy, good boy. See, it's just this fear of using the leash and collar. Scotty, come. Good boy, see. He's afraid, obviously, of wondering what's going to happen by the leash pulling on him. But then when he gives in, he always gets a reward. And he's always praised. He realizes everything's okay. I'm going to be training Scotty this afternoon. This is his first training session. He's a little bit nervous. He's been out here a lot, honestly. He's very familiar with this area, but he's never been leash trained. He doesn't listen all that well. He's just a puppy. I'm starting by just getting him calm and used to this area. He's unfamiliar with it and being okay with sitting right next to me, which he's pretty content with doing right now. I've got some treats. Just want to get him conditioned to liking these treats, and he's a little bit anxious, but he's getting over it. He's a good boy. Good boy, Scotty. Good boy. I'm going to be using this training collar just to get him to listen to me. To put the training collar on the dog, you have to make it look like, when you're facing the collar, make it look like it looks like a P and not a 9. So, when I'm putting the collar on, it looks like a P and not a 9. So, just to demonstrate, it looks like a P, goes over his neck, otherwise it's on backwards. Now I have to condition him to getting used to the leash. He's going to be a little bit afraid of it. He's never really had a leash on before, so he's just not uncertain. The leash, this collar is not hurting him at all, but he's just afraid of using a leash, and he wants to run away because he's being held at his will against him. So he's just afraid because he doesn't know what's pulling on him. But I'm just gonna have to condition him to make him be okay with it. I'll show you how I do it. So he's gonna want to run away and stuff. He's gonna want to go play, and I've just got to tell him no. He's got to follow me. And basically, right now, I'm teaching him. Yes, it's a good thing to follow me. I'm teaching him. He's very comfortable being right next to me. But then I'm gonna let him go, and he's gonna wanna do his own thing. But if I tell him that he has to stay right next to me, then he can't run away at that time. And he's going to learn that. He doesn't know that yet. So, Scotty! Scotty, come on. Scotty! I know, come on. Good boy, good boy. See, it's just this fear of using the leash and collar. He's very afraid. He will get over it though. A few times doing this, he'll realize that he doesn't need to run away. There's nothing to be afraid of. Scotty, come on, Scotty. He's very uncertain. Scotty, come. Come on, Scotty, come. No, come on. Good boy. And then I just comfort him. He just doesn't know what's going on. He's never done this before. Good boy. Scotty, come. So here's very important. He's making a decision whether he should come to me or not. I'm not pulling him a leash. No. Don't go over there. I'm not pulling him a leash right now. And he's got to make a decision whether he's going to come to me or not. I'm going to call his name, and if he decides not to come to me, he doesn't really understand it yet, but if he decides not to come to me, I gotta have to tell him no. And he will realize that anytime I say no, he can't just run away. So, Scotty, come. Come on, Scotty, come on. So I'm gonna coax him just by pulling it a little bit. It's okay, Scotty. No. Very nervous. Squealing and crying is very normal. The dogs do tend to cry a little bit, but they have to realize that they're okay with having this leash on. boy. The most important part is him making a conscious decision either to come to me or not to come to me. If he decides not to, because you basically have to be very patient. Give him a lot of time to think and realize I actually have a choice to either run away or come. He'll learn just even after a few times to come to me when he's called, and he realizes there's nothing to be afraid of. Scotty, Scotty, come! Come on, Scotty, come! Ooh. I don't need to pull on the leash hard at all. I'm just barely pushing on it, and he decides to give in. Scotty, come. No. 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 And this is a good thing too, keeping him the same distance against me, realizing he can't run away, but then his only other option would be for him to decide to come towards me. So eventually he does, and he realizes that's his best option. And it's the safest option too, because running away, it's dangerous running away and just doing whatever you want. But if he comes to me, then he listens to me, and he realizes there's nothing to be afraid of. Scotty, Scotty, come! Oh, see, he's afraid, obviously, of wondering what's going to happen by the leash pulling on him. But then when he gives in, he always gets a reward, and he's always praised. He realizes everything's okay. Scotty, Scotty, come! It's this conscious decision that trains them. If they decide on their own to listen, then that's the way they do it. Like, otherwise they won't be trained. They have to make their own decision. And the more time you give them to make that decision, the better it is. And even after a few times, he learns the leash isn't so bad. Come on, Leash. Good boy, you're such a good boy. Good boy, Scotty, good boy, see? You are a good boy, of course you are. You're a good Scotty. You're a good Scotty. And so now he's going to make a conscious decision whether to run away or not. I'm going to let him make the decision. Scotty, come. Come on. Scotty. Scotty, come. No. Scotty, come. It's this conscious decision. And he learns that if he makes the wrong decision, he gets punished. If he makes the right decision, he gets praised. It's the way to teach, honestly. At least how I've seen it. Like, this is the way you teach. It's the most effective way. You give them love and praise when they listen. You gotta tell them no when they don't. There's gotta be consequences for your actions, because if you don't give them consequences, there will be consequences nonetheless. Just usually in worse form. So it's better to learn when you're young, so that this fear that he has doesn't become much worse. Because, and then he starts freaking out about everybody and everything, and he's afraid of everything, and then he becomes a very fearful dog and crazy, which turns into a lot of bad things. Scotty, come. So the way I teach him down is I tell him, Scotty, down. I lower my hand to the floor, tug on the leash a couple of times, letting him know that's what I want him to do. Then, Scotty, down. Then I'll put his hands forward while putting a little bit of pressure on the top of his back. Good boy, Scotty. He's not too afraid of going down. Some dogs are very afraid of going down. It's a submissive thing to do. He's not like too commanding. He's not very rebellious. Oh, good boy, Scotty. Scotty, down. Scotty, down. Good boy. Usually I say it over and over and over again. That's what I usually do. Scotty, down. Scotty. Scotty, down. Oh boy. Good boy, Scotty. Scotty down. Oh boy. And it's good to use treats too. Helps him learn that there's nothing to be afraid of. Come on. There's no reason to be stressed out. He's not that hungry right now, but still. The number one tip I give you for training is patience. You gotta be going at the pace of your own dog. Scotty's doing honestly pretty well. He is going at a pretty fast. But some dogs, they're much more either afraid or uncertain of other people, other dogs. But the younger they are, they tend to be not too afraid. But of course, some dogs have bad habits that have gone worse and worse and worse. He's learning quite quickly. I'm very happy with how he's doing. Oh boy. Like I said, he's not hungry. So honestly, I mean, he did eat it, but still. Scotty, down. Scotty, down. 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 No, down. Down. No. Scotty, down. No. Scotty, down. Yes, good boy. See that word no? He's very afraid of it. He's afraid of no, followed by the leash pull. This is his first lesson. It's a very powerful tool. Well, it teaches them very well not to run away. Because that's what I need him to do. So, heel can be one of those commands that they're actually very afraid of. Of course, this is only with puppies that have not been leash trained before. But with puppies that have not been leash trained, heel is a more difficult command because they've never had a leash on before. So the way I like to do it is I like to pull on the leash just a little bit at a time. So Scotty, heel, and I stop pulling. Scotty, heel. I start and stop. So he's making a decision every time. So if he wants, he can run away right now. If he wants, he can come towards me without me pulling. I want him to come towards me without me pulling, but if he doesn't, I'm going to keep saying, Scotty, heel, and keep pulling on him. Of course, if he really tries to resist or tries to run away, I will pull harder and tell him no. Come on, Scotty, Scotty, heel. Scotty, sit. Scotty, sit. Okay? So, to teach him sit, I just pull on the leash a little bit, usually, and they sit. If they don't do that right away, I'll tell them sit. I'll try to pull the leash a little bit backwards, pull it backwards and up, and then I'll push their butt down at the same time. That panting is a sign that he's like stressed out. Now it's important you don't make this too stressful for the dog. He is gonna be afraid, a little bit at least, but it's important that you don't over stress them. So you can't do this for too long, too much, otherwise they focus this whole training session as a negative experience. And if it's a negative experience, they become even more afraid. So I need them to know that everything is okay, and he's not gonna get hurt at all, and that he can just listen to me, and he will be just fine and get a lot of praise. And that he won't, run away. So it's got to be overall a positive experience. Otherwise, if it's a negative experience, they become even more afraid, and it doesn't go well. Scotty, come. Scotty, come up. Scotty, come. Good boy. Scotty, come. Come. Scotty, come. Yes, good boy. Good boy, Scotty. Good boy. He's thinking, like, what do I do to get out of this situation? And I'm telling him that this situation isn't a bad situation. It's actually a good situation, especially if you listen to me. There's nothing to be afraid of. That's what I'm teaching him. Even though he thinks he's in danger. Just a little bit of danger. He doesn't think he's in too much danger. Just a little bit. He's learning well. Good boy, Tucker. Tucker, Tucker, Tucker. Good girl, Millie. Mellow, 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 mellow. It's a mellow. Right? Good boy, Tucker. Tucker, Tucker. Good boy. Good boy. Scotty! Scotty! If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them below. That's about it for the first training session. Thank you for watching. I hope to do more of these. And subscribe if you want.